Well, hey, boss babes, happy St. Patrick's Day. Happy St. Patrick's Day. So tonight, we are going to talk about making the green sing in your business instead of cry. Have y'all ever felt like your checkbook was crying because it's so lonely? There's not much in it. Your checking account is like depressed, having to take, antidepressant pills and get on meds because it's like lonely, nobody puts anything in there, and it's just like sad, so sad. And so tonight I wanted to talk to you guys about making your money sing in Mary Kay and really making money in Mary Kay. First of all, let me just say it's kind of funny because after you've been in Mary Kay a time, even 6 months, a year, you'll ask people, what do you like best about Mary Kay? And they won't say the money. They'll say the girlfriends, the sisterhood, the support, my self-confidence has risen, all these other things that they'll say about the business. And they don't really talk about the money because, money just buys you choices, right? But we do need money. We need money to pay our bills. And men like to hear that you're making money if you're going to be gone, right? Like otherwise it turns into a hobby. And so I wanted to talk to you about the money, and I want to talk to you how to just a few tips about how to keep up with your money and some things like that. But before I do, first of all, I'm going to turn off this. It won't be so loud. All right, a little bit better. Sorry about that, you guys. My little heater. Before I do, I want to read something to you that is about the #1 national in Mary Kay, and her name is Gloria Mayfield Banks. Let me pull this up real quick. And Gloria I'm going to just read you a little bit about her, and I'm going to give you a few tips. And I want you to write these down because I don't know that if she has made the most money in Mary Kay, but she definitely is the #1 national right now. And she has made some of the biggest checks in Mary Kay, broke records on some of the biggest checks. And so I want to, you probably, if you're new, you may not have heard of her before. Her name is Gloria Mayfield Banks. And I'm going to read you a little bit of her bio and give you just about 5 tips that she shared. And then I'm going to talk to you a little bit more about making money. Okay, so Gloria, this is our #1 national in all of Mary Kay right now for 2 years in a row. Gloria was born in Detroit, Michigan on September the 8th. She now lives in Ellicott City, Maryland. She got her undergraduate degree from Howard University. She went on to get her MBA at Harvard University. Gloria began her professional career as a sales representative for IBM, later joining Stratus Technologies as a manufacturing marketing major. Gloria spent 10 years working in corporate America for companies such as IBM, Polaroid, as sales representative. She was the assistant director of Harvard Business School admissions, where she traveled nationally and internationally to recruit students when she found the Mary Kay opportunity. And that's when she found the Mary Kay opportunity. She was introduced to Mary Kay through a friend, like many of us. She had just gotten out of an abusive marriage with 2 small children and wanted to supplement her income. She decided to sign up to sell Mary Kay part-time to make that extra money. Her family thought she was crazy to leave her job to sell lipstick. Within 1 year, she set a company sales record, and over her career with Mary Kay, Banks has broken several company sales records, including largest personal team, largest unit, largest national unit, while earning several cars, numerous trips, jewelry. Her performance ranked her as the #3 in the United States and #1 for African American. And in 2016 to present, Gloria set a company record for being the first African American woman to rank #1 in the spot of the entire Mary Kay Corporation of over 3 million sales force globally. Today, her business has grown to $24 million in retail sales with over 6,000 consultants and 6 national sales directors in her organization known as Magic. Her highest total commission for 1 month has been over $96,000, and I believe that has been broken to over $100,000, and over $10 million in career earnings. She has been able to put her children through college with 0 debt. Banks has shared her secrets of success with national media audiences, appearing on CNN with Celeste O'Brien, ABC TV, and CNBC as a regular on The Big Idea. with Danny something or other. She has also been featured in many publications such as Pink, Black Enterprise, Fortune, Ebony, Glamour, Working Woman, and was recently featured in Forbes magazine as one of the 5 women of color to watch, where she was highlighted as number 2. Gloria is a great example of a successful female entrepreneur. She's the subject of a case study at Harvard Business School called the Gloria Hillard Mayfield at Mary Kay Cosmetics case study. She travels the country speaking on self-esteem, sales training, and motivation. She's the co-founder of Charisma Factor, a motivational speaking and coaching company with an international impact. She's a dynamic storyteller. Banks presents her ideas and thoughts in a conversational style. She uses creative humor to engage her audience in one of her best-known workshops, focusing on teaching people skills needed to attain personal and professional success. Her enthusiasm is contagious and her message is strong. Success is a choice that, once committed to, can be achieved. Gloria Mayfield Banks is married to Ken Banks, president and CEO of Banks Contracting, and the Banks family includes 4 adult children, and they also have some grandkids, and they reside in Baltimore, Maryland. So why did I read you all that? That was long. Well, this is the number 1 person in our company, and I think some people think when you meet someone who has an MBA, okay, who has their doctorate, who is successful in other companies, that you don't approach them about Mary Kay because you assume that they would not be interested because they already have a great job. But you really don't know where their heart is or what their family life is or what's going on. She said no one knew that she was in an abusive relationship. No one knew, and not even her family knew. And then, when she got out of it, she said she was literally, almost like eating on dirt floors, little tiny apartment, and she'd go to work looking like a million, but she would come home and they really needed it. And so you just never know. So I want to give you her tips coming from where she was to where she is. And I think they're worth writing down and incorporating them into your business. And what I like to do when I read them, I want you to write them down. And then I want you to rate yourself 1 to 10. 1 is, I really need to work on that. And 10 being, I got that. Good, I'm good, okay? And you might be somewhere in the middle. But these are some things that when I read them, and I wasn't even going to share this, but I came across it today right before the call, and I thought, I think I need to read that before I talked about what I was going to talk about. So I feel like it's important because I think your mind is really what is going to make you move up in the company. Okay, so these are a couple tips. So first of all, become a people magnet. Become a people magnet. What does a magnet do? A magnet, when you have a magnet, it draws something to it, right? Like you can just take it and you put it above something and choop, it gets it, right? And so you want to become a people magnet so that people come to you. You're not begging people. People are begging you practically to get in with whatever you're doing, okay? So she said, become a people magnet. Be on purpose with drawing people to you. How do you do that? Okay, look presentable. And Allison talked about that last week. Smile with your teeth showing. Look at this. With your teeth showing. Be pleasant to talk to. Make other people want to be around you. Work on your appearance. Update your hairstyle, your makeup, your wardrobe, and be outstanding. And, these are some things that we've talked about in a lot of different Boss Babe calls. And, it's not that we're trying to say that the outside is the only thing, but that is the first impression. Before you open your mouth, people see you a lot of times instead of just hear you, right? And then they look at you. And there are some things that show if you take care of yourself, if you are trying to be in the beauty world with Mary Kay. And to be quite honest with you, when Allison talked about that last week, I thought about it a lot when she talked about how she would go see, people at their work that are Mary Kay consultants, and they have no makeup on. And yet, then they'll get to the meeting and they'll put it on. Why? I don't even understand that. Why wouldn't you get up every day and put your makeup on and look cute? Because you don't know who you're going to see that day. It could be the UPS man, maybe it's a girl tomorrow, and she could be coming to your door, or the mail lady, or it could be anything. And you want to be presentable and, look and feel like a businesswoman so that you can attract those kind of people to you. So be a people magnet and work on it. And if you feel like you're not one, what could you do to help you with that? And I think some of the things are just work on your people skills. There's a lot of books out there you can read about it. Mary Kay has, a lot of things out there. Mary Kay on people management, but there's just, several things about how to be a woman of influence that you can work on your skills. But one thing we all know that's basic is that if you feel like you look good, you're going to act better. And if you feel like I look like today, then you probably are not even going to want to talk to anybody and not even be pleasant. But when you feel good, you're like, I look good. This green eyeshadow, I'm rocking it, right? Okay, so be a people magnet. So I want you to write that down and rate yourself 1 to 10. Where are you on that part? Are people attracted to you? Or are you more like repellent? When you come in, they leave. Okay, so think about that and what kind of air you're putting off and how you're presenting yourself. Okay? All right, number 2, make short-term, clear, strategic goals backed by big thinking. Make short-term, clear, strategic goals backed by big thinking. So are you doing that, or are you just running your business by the seat of your pants? You're just like, well, whatever I get is what I'm supposed to have, and you have really no plan. You're just out there just taking every day as it comes, happy-go-lucky, and that's fine. But people that get to the top, they have a plan, and they're working on something. Most successful Mary Kay people have something like this. Okay, and it is simple as a spiral notebook, and in the spiral notebook they have notes of what they're working on, and they have names, and they have like plans that they're working on. It's not like they're just seeing what happens. That's why you have a date book, because you're trying to fill it up, right? So when you have short-term, clear strategic goals, like maybe your goal is to win this cruise. So Mary Kay has made the goals really easy. It's a short-term goal. It's a 6 months goal, and then you're going to break it down. But it's $3,600 wholesale, which is $600 a month. It is, if you're going to take 6 months to do it, it's 6 personal qualified team members. That's 1 a month. And it is 3 new red jackets on your personal team. So every other month, you need to be getting a red jacket. That's if you're going to take all 6 months. So that is something, if you don't have anything to focus on that. That will get you just about everything in Mary Kay, right? But what she said is you have goals backed by big thinking. Everyone has a dream. Most of them are big dreams. As she suggests, start off by setting smaller, more attainable goals. Make the goals visible by doing a daily to-do list, and we've talked about that a lot, about doing the 6 most important things. Set the goals and knock them out one by one. Accomplishing these smaller goals that lead up to the big goals and dreams will give you a sense of accomplishment and motivate you to continue towards success. And I have found this to be true so many times in Mary Kay, when I'm working on something and then I get a win. And like maybe I don't see anything happening, and then all of a sudden, something I've been working on, I knock it out. I'm like, okay, I can kind of see it. And you kind of get back excited again. It's kind of like the girl that's almost ready to quit Mary Kay, and then somebody calls and gives her a $50 reorder. And she's like, all right, well, maybe I'll stay in another month, And or the girl that comes in and says, you know what, I'm just doing this for personal use. I just want to save some money. And then people find out about it. And then someone wants to sign up on her team, and she goes, like I had my new consultant, one of my new consultants that I did a party for yesterday. She told me today, she said, I really wasn't planning on building a team, but I think the Lord may have different ideas for me, because I've already got someone who is interested in signing up, and I was talking to her about another one. And so I said, you know what? I think you're exactly right. You're a leader, and I need you as one of my new red jackets, right? Okay, so write that down. Make a short-term, clear strategic goal backed by big thinking. So with some short-term goals, not even the 6 month cruise goal, but something this week that you could knock out and go, did it. Okay? Are you doing that daily, weekly, monthly, quarterly, and then of course, by yearly and then yearly? All right. Okay. The next one, number 3, is create a powerful circle of influence. That's one of the reasons we're doing the Boss Babe call, so you can have a powerful circle of influence. But a powerful circle of influence is surrounding yourself with positive and successful people. She says, show me your friends and I'll show you your future. Only take advice from those that you would be willing to trade places with. Do not keep friends or acquaintances that are negative and constantly complaining. It does nothing good for you to be around that. It only makes you negative, and it prevents you from accomplishing your goals. And, it's hard. That's a hard one sometimes, especially when you first start getting in Mary Kay, because you don't realize that the people you're hanging around with are negative, because it's just what you've always done until you get around positive people. It's kind of like when people travel or move away from home and then they don't realize, man, I like my hometown. My hometown's got some good people. It's kind of like your Hallmark movie, right? You got the lady that moves to New York City to get the big corporate job, and then she has to come home because her grandmother is sick, and then she finds her high school boyfriend, and then she loves Fallen Oak, Oklahoma, or wherever they're at. You know what I mean? And then she forgot about the county fair and everything great. Well, okay, so maybe you've been hanging around with so many negative people and you don't even realize until you get in a Mary Kay pink bubble, and then you go back. It's the opposite. You go back and you're like, wow, all my friends were negative. I didn't even realize it, And so it's time to maybe, it's not like you don't have to talk to those people, but you can try to form new relationships with people that build you up, that are where you want to be. And it does make a difference. If you will write down the 5 people who you talk to the most and you spend the most time with, then that will show you where your attitude is. It really and truly will. So work on that. Okay. So write that down. Your powerful circle of influence. Where are you on that? Are you a 10? You got great circle, or are you a 1 or somewhere in between? Is that something that you need to work on? Okay. All right. The next one is continue to learn. Always be a student, study books, study the internet, study people. Do you feel, Mary Kay Ash always said that school is never out for the pro. Never out, that you're always learning and you're always growing. That's why we get on these calls. And I know it's kind of funny because I know a lot of people go, you going to another conference? I mean, like, what else seriously could you even learn? I mean, you've been in so long, you could teach the classes. What in the world, what else do you need to know? But you know what? Sometimes you're in a different place in life, so you hear it differently. I'll give you an example. So my buddy Jana called me today. She asked me if I'd heard this one video of this director that finished the cruise. And I listened to one video that I watched one video that she did chatting. And, but I did not watch this other one. And the other one, I mean, I got it early. I got it like the day after she did it because I'm on the top director box. But I didn't listen to it. I don't really even know why I didn't listen to it. I think it's because, well, I don't even know why. But anyway, it has been out there a lot, for a whole month and a half. And so Jana was talking to me. And so right before the call, I thought, let me just listen to that thing. I think I was so aggravated myself because I hadn't done it. I didn't want to listen to hear how everybody else had done it, right? In some ways. But so I listened to it. And I took, right before the call, I took 2 pages of notes, actually 3, on what I heard. And I thought, Cleta, you dummy. You should listen to that earlier because you could have already been on some of this stuff. That she brought up some stuff that I hadn't thought about, right? And so, you know what? Don't be too big for your britches. And don't think you know everything. I know you don't, or you wouldn't be listening to this. But be willing to learn something new and listen and take a minute to listen. And if someone that you respect says, hey, you ought to watch this, then you need to respect her. If she's where you want to be, and you respect her, then you want to listen, respect her enough to know she's not going to ask you to watch something or listen to something that's not going to be beneficial to you. And believe me, the devil don't want you to take time to listen to stuff like that, because then you might get a great idea and then you might do it and then you might be successful and then you might give God the glory, and that ain't what he wants, right? So that's the next one. Continue to learn. Where are you on that? 1 to 10. Okay. Okay. I don't know what number we're on. I think 5. Work the numbers. Is the next one. Work the numbers. It doesn't matter what your product is or what you're trying to sell. You have to put it out there to as many people as possible. If you get rejected, don't take it personally. They are rejecting the product, not you. Get out and try again. You have to continue to put your product out there to as many people as possible to get the best results. And that is why Mary Kay Ash told us in the beginning to book 8 parties and hold 5 in your first week. And they said 2 weeks. But she did not say, get your one big launch party done. She said, book 8. Because she knew that you have got to go through the numbers. And, you know, you might have some that cancel on you or postpone. And if you only have 1 book and 1 cancels, you got 0. But if you've got 8 on your books and 1 cancels, you still got 7. And so she always believed in looking at your numbers. What have you got on your date book? How many parties do you have? How many guests do you have coming to the meeting? How many people did you talk to about selling Mary Kay this week? You know, how many calls did you do for reorders? How many people have you followed up with of your leads? And so you've got to look at the numbers. And if the numbers are low, then more than likely, that is why, if the numbers are low, then that is why your results are low, is because your numbers are low. Okay, it's not usually anything about you. It's really just the numbers. And you know, we've taught that a lot in Mary Kay. Okay, the next, so rate yourself on your numbers. Okay, and actually, that's the last one. Is so those are the ones that the tips she gave to be successful in business. Become a people magnet. Make short-term, clear strategic goals. Create a powerful circle of influence. Who you're hanging around with. Continue to learn and work the numbers. And so Mary Kay, Gloria is an inspiration for all. She's energetic. She's one of the best storytellers I know. She's hilarious. She can have everybody laughing in a couple of minutes, and she still manages to get her point across. And she always said that your attitude is everything. Find joy in what you're doing and work hard to succeed at it. And so before I talked about making money, and you know, I'm not going to talk for the whole hour, but I wanted to give you those tips for the week, because some of this you already know, but you don't have that other stuff in line. So your attitude is not great. So this, when you present a new idea, then you're like, it's probably not going to work for me because you got stinking thinking. That's what Mary Kay used to say. So making money, we're going to switch over for a second. Okay. So there are really, you know, there's really about 3 ways to make money in Mary Kay, and I want to talk about them. So first one is obvious, and is selling our products, right? And unlike we are, you know, you hear about direct selling companies or MLMs, multi-level marketing, and we are a direct selling company, and ours is more product driven than some are. Some are more recruit driven. You know, the product is secondary to recruiting, and in Mary Kay, you know, they're both important, because we do have a fabulous product, and we do have some, you can make money without being a team builder. Okay. Now, if you do both, you're going to make, you know, 3 times as much, but you can make money just being a seller in Mary Kay. And some of you on the call may say, that's all I want to do. I do not want a team build. Now, I kind of doubt it, because I kind of feel like people that get on a call know the benefit of sharing the opportunity. But if that is you, it's okay. It's okay. You can make money just selling the product. There's a lot of people just in sales, you know, and they're good at it, and that's their thing. But then there's other people that are really good at recruiting. They're good at team building. They're builders. But they got to learn to sell too, because you got to keep your production and things like that up as well. So you kind of really want to do both. When I started out Mary Kay, I was the seller. I was not the team builder. Team building was not that focused on in the unit I was in. I mean, that I picked up on anyway. It wasn't like, let's get you in your red jacket, let's get you to director. It was slower back then, is all I can tell you, than it is right now. But, you know, I learned that to move up in the company that, you know, I needed a team build. And when I finally decided to do it, I did it in 8 months. I won a car and became a sales director. But today you can do it so fast because we have the internet, we got cell phones. Mary Kay's strengthened the marketing plan where you make a lot more money. But let's talk about selling for a minute. So I'm going to give you about 8 ways to sell product. Okay, pick one. Actually, pick a few. But the first one I'm going to say is parties, because to me, that's how Mary Kay set up the business. Because at the parties, you're not only selling products and they're getting to try before they buy, but you're building relationships. And those relationships will sustain you for the rest of your Mary Kay life as reorder business, as future hostesses, as recruits for your business. And so you can't get that by taking an order for a lipstick off somebody you don't know from the internet. You know what I'm saying? So first and foremost, the party. A party is 3 to 5 people. You put around a kitchen table and you let them try the products. Or 3 to 5 people you take to your house. Or 3 to 5 people you bring to the meeting. Or 3 to 5 people you go to their house, or a public place even. So that's the first thing, is a party. That's why you buy a kit. Otherwise, why would you even buy a kit to get a Mary Kay? You won't need it if you're not going to do any parties, right? So that's number one. Number two, and you make 50%. Now, okay, let's talk about that a minute. 50%. You buy it for 100, you sell it for 50. Okay, well, and we do specials sometimes, right? We do specials, or I do on my first parties. Like if they buy the Miracle Set, I give them the charcoal mask free, and I give them the CC cream at half price. So I didn't make 50% on the charcoal mask. In fact, I gave up $12. And then on the CC cream, I didn't make any money because I just gave it to them at cost. So, I'm getting a check for $120 plus tax for that product. However, I think that, when you come in Mary Kay, you get a lot of free stuff, right? And it depends on how much you come in with and how much, your first few months for the great start, keep selling. So you've got some free stuff to play with. So that kind of takes the place of giving some free products away. And Mary Kay is always doing specials, where you can get some deals occasionally. So you can kind of look at that too. But even if you didn't make the whole 50% like at a party, then later when they reorder, you do. Today, I had someone text me this morning. She goes, Cleta, when you get a chance, can you bring me by a lifting serum and put it on my American Express? Thank you. So boom, $70 plus tax, $75 charge, left it on her desk. She thanked me, on her doorknob, she thanked me profusely. And so, I've made 50% on her just about every other time. Now every now and then, like I'll throw her a bone and give her 20% off, like Christmas or different times. But my reorder business, I don't do specials every single time. They buy at full price. It's a good price to me. So that's what when they call and say, I need a cleanser, I don't give them a deal on a cleanser. That it's 20, whatever it is, and that's what they pay for it. So I don't mind giving a special on the first part of it. All right. The second one is just facials. Facials is 1 or 2 people. It's the same thing, but you're just doing 1 or 2 people. In the morning, I got 2 people coming at 10 o'clock to my house to have a facial. So it's not a party. It's just a facial. What's the difference? You don't give hostess credit at a party. At a facial. At a party, the girl who invited everybody else is going to get some free products. But at a facial, you don't get that. All right. So anytime they won't book a party, do a facial, because at least you're still making that relationship connection. And after they try it, they may be more likely. And then if you get your profile cards and then you turn over the back and they write a bunch of names, then they could do a party for you. Or if not, you got 20 names, you could call them and do your own, right? Okay. Next, you got reorder business. Just like I talked about the girl. Once you start selling to people, you're going to get the reorder business. And you'll get it about 3 months after you start selling. So if you do facials today, go say, okay, today is March. So April, May, June, you can expect all those people that bought cleansers, moisturizers to start reordering and say, oh, I need some more. I need some more. So all of a sudden, your income doubled 3 months from now if you keep holding parties, because all of them are going to need it. So if you work 3 solid months in your business, man, you're not going to believe what the next 3 months are going to look like. People that quit before 3 months, like that really work, you never quit then, because it's just going to get good. They hadn't even had time to run out of anything yet, right? So reorders are amazing. And the longer you're in, the better they get. The next one is website orders. And you can get website orders by having a website first, $30 a year. Directors, it's free. Did y'all know that? Yeah, refrigerators. And that sometimes you get some random orders on that. People just looking for a consultant. You can take your lookbooks, and there's ways you can just take orders. Be an order taker with your lookbook. And everywhere you go, give your book out, and people flip through it and buy something. Okay. I call them stop, show, and goes parties. It's where you just have a basket of product, and you may stop by an office and say, hey, I got some new Mary Kay products. Would you like to see them? And girls can't help it. They'll all be gathered around. Everybody's digging through your stuff, and you sell. Okay. It's like you might just bring eyeshadows, lipsticks, lip glosses, mascaras, just stuff that people can just dig through, and you can sell it. It's awesome. Christmas time, bring all the colognes and different things like that to try too. Okay. Gift sales. You can do gift sales all throughout the year. You know, people do, they just had Valentine's Day. You can do Easter coming up, Easter baskets, do an Easter basket for the daughters or the moms or whatever. Of course, Mother's Day is huge in Mary Kay. Father's Day, graduation gifts, baby showers, wedding gifts, Christmas, you name it, we can do it. Right? You can be just as creative as anybody else. You know, Bath and Body Works does not shut down, you know, right after Valentine's, right before Christmas. They sell throughout the year, right? Because people always like personal gift items. And then another one is Facebook specials. Okay, this is where your business page, and you may have a little deal going on. Anybody that orders, like we do a 24, 24, 24, or you may say, hey, today only is buy 2 mascaras, get my makeup remover at half price, or, you know, whatever little special you want to come up with. That's okay. You can do little specials like that. Okay. And, you know, a lot of times we have new stuff. We'll put it out there. We had new lipsticks. I had all the lipsticks out. I had everybody vote, which is their favorite lipstick. And then I went through there and drew, and somebody got a free lipstick. But at the same time, I had a lot of people order lipstick, you know, because I said, what I did is after everybody voted, I sent them a private message. And I said, hey, I wanted to offer you a special on that lipstick. They're $18, but you can get, you know, 2 for $30. You know, or something like that. And I sold a ton of lipsticks that day. So, you know, you can do things like that on social media. All right. So what's the top thing you're going to get the best bang for your buck in Mary Kay? In my opinion, skincare. Skincare. Because when you get people moisturizers and cleansers and foundations and primer, the things we use at the parties, that's the stuff that runs out that they're going to order again and again and again and again. I promise you, just because they buy an eyeshadow does not mean that they're going to keep buying from you for years. And even if they do, an eyeshadow lasts like a year or 2. So, you know, you want to get people on skincare. That's why we really tell you on your first party, don't go into all that glamour. Wait and do that as your second appointment, you know, and get people on the skincare. And then that's a solid customer. That's your A customers, is the skincare. So that's the thing about people that just do book orders. They don't get skincare sales usually because the people hadn't tried it. Now you can do samples of the skincare, and it's like a facial in the back. I would try it and go back, and that's a way to make money too. So how do you advertise to get this, you know, to get going in Mary Kay? There's a few ways. The first way, of course, is word of mouth, by you just talking to people about it, okay? And by referrals from your customers that you already have, referrals at your parties, names on the back of the profiles, leads from a booth, leads from a facial jar, or, you know, a fishbowl that you put out at a business, skincare surveys that you hand out. I mean, there's lots of ways to advertise your business. You can advertise on social media, on Instagram, on your Facebook business page, throw stuff out there on your personal page, take pictures at your meeting, post them, tell how much fun you're having. You may try a particular product on Mary Kay, and even on your regular page, and say, I love the charcoal mask. It is my favorite. You know, if you're brave enough, put a picture of you in the charcoal mask. You don't have to say, buy it from me for $24. You just say, I love this charcoal mask. I'm so glad I found Mary Kay. And then you put your website. People aren't stupid. They know to either message you or click on the website, right? And that's perfectly legal, you know? So you can advertise like that. You can actually do real ads if you wanted to. Mary Kay has legal on In Touch. Under the digital zone, you'll see something that says legal, and it has approved ads that you can put in the newspaper and other things. So you can do ads if you want to. I will say I don't get much out of that. I've done them. I don't get a lot out of it. Word of mouth is going to be your best, but if you want to, you can. Of course, on your website, you can advertise in 6 different zip codes. If you're a star consultant, your names will get on the top of the list. It's a good reason to be a star. And then, of course, book your lookbooks. If you have old lookbooks, don't chuck them away. Pile them up, put your name on them, and go by anywhere that has a waiting room and ask if you can leave some books and just put them on the table, or don't even ask. Just go in there and put them on the table. What are they going to do? I mean, women are just sitting there. Doctor's office, gynecology offices, doctor's office are the worst. You know, they'll sit there forever. So just go to every doctor's office you can think of and put some books on the table and just put free, take one. And, you know, and just put them out there. Somebody will take it, right? Put about 5 or 6 of them out there if you got them. But I've done that every time I go to a doctor's office. I take books and I leave them on the table. And I figure somebody will look through them. I mean, they're going to look through everything else that's sitting there. I know I do. And so you can put your books and just throw, you know, go through your city and just spread them around. And you never know. People, make sure your name and number's on them, and you might get some leads on that. Sometimes people are just looking. Another way to do it is on boards, where you see boards at a restaurant like Starbucks and different like that. They'll have people's business cards stuck up there. You know, if you go into places and you see business cards, say, hey, do you mind if I leave some business cards? I mean, I have them at my hairdressers. I have them at different places that I attend, and you can put that out there. Okay, so that's the way. That's one way to get your name out there too. And I'm sure you can think of some others. When you book people, don't think you just can't, like you may say, I can't book parties at my house. I got 10 kids. That's okay, because you can book you can always go to their house. You can bring it to the meeting. I've done personal parties at Panera Bread. You know, I know I've had people do them at Hardee's. I've had people, you know, get in the back of, you know, Wood Nickel Pub that has a little back room and do it. I've had people do them all over the place. So be creative. If your house is not an option and her house is not an option, figure out where you can do it. Clubhouses of neighborhoods or apartment buildings are great. Some people can do them at their church. The one I did yesterday was at the church. This is where this lady went to church. So, you know, there's creative places to have parties. So you can figure that out, okay? And then the next thing, of course, is team building. And team building is huge, because team building is just like free money. Mary Kay said, that's your love check. Just spend it how you want to. With your Mary Kay, when you sell something, you want to take 40% and you want to pay yourself that. And 60% you're going to use to reorder and cover your expenses. So 40% is your paycheck, 60% goes back into your business. And you want to make sure you do that. If you spend every dime you make, then you're going to have no money, no inventory, and you got to start over with your business. That's called sabotaging, embezzling from your own business. I've done it. I know it's not fun. And I've had to reinvest. And I'm like, why did I do that? I was desperate. I felt like I needed that money to pay a bill, but then I like shut my business down. So I've learned over 33 years, you learn after you do it a couple times. So team building. 2 ways to make money in team building. One is your commission check on everything your people order. You either get 4, 6, or 8% commission check if you are not a team leader. Okay, 4, 8, 4, 6, or 8, depending on what your people order in a calendar month. Okay, if it's 1,800 and above, including your order, you get 8%. And I think that it's 1,200 or above, and I may be off on those numbers. Y'all check me on that. It's one of the directors looked that up for me and chat me on here. Okay, that's 6%, and then under that is going to be 4%. And then as a team leader, you get 9% off the bat. And if you order a $600 order, if 5 of your team members order, you get 13%. All right, so that's as long as you're a Mary Kay and you're an active beauty consultant, and as long as they're a Mary Kay, you get a check every single month. You get paid on the 15th. All right. So, okay, thank you. So up to $1,000 is 4%. $1,000 to $1,799, hang on, is 6%, and then 1,800 and above is 8%. Okay, so I was pretty close. Thank you, Laurie. Okay, so that's one thing. Second is your bonuses. So if you get a qualified team member, Great Start qualified means that they either come in with a $600 order or they order $600 in their first 4 months of the business. Then you get a $50 bonus. So for every Great Start qualified consultant you get a $50 bonus. When do you get paid? The month that they order it, you're going to get paid the 15th of the following month. So if they order it on the 30th of the month, then on the 15th of the following month is when your paycheck. That'll come in. Okay? So you get paid on the 15th of every month. And then in addition to that, if you've never been a red jacket before, the first time you're in red, you get a $100 bonus. Boom, $100 bonus. We like that. When do you get that? The month after you become a red jacket. If you become a red jacket on the 1st, then you're still not going to get it till the following month on the 15th, because that's how they pay. You're always 1 month behind, okay? And so that's a great way. So you got your bonuses for new recruits, you got your bonus for becoming a red, and then you got your commission. And those are the ways you make money as a consultant, all right? Now, here's the cool thing about that. Well, let me go to one more thing, how you make money. New people. This is new people now. When you come in and you make your initial order, you get free product based on how much you come in with. They have what they call the ultimate ready, set, sell, and it's the ultimate great start, or they have ready, sell, set, sell, keep selling. Ready, set, keep selling. And so you can make money on your very initial order anywhere from $333 up to $1,300 in free product. When you get that product, if you wanted to, you could put it in a separate box and say, I'm going to sell this and I'm going to take 100% profit. That's okay. Because guess what? I mean, it was free. You might as well. Okay. But you may say, you know what? I don't hardly have any inventory. I can't afford much inventory. So I'm going to put it on the shelf and I'm just going to do it like normal. And I'm going to have it be a part of my inventory. And I'm just going to do my 40% instead of do 100%. But you could do it. You could sell every bit of it and sell it at 100% profit, because that's, it's yours. You didn't even have to pay for it. It's free. Okay. And then your first 4 months of the business, every time you hit 600, you get another $110 bundle. So you could take that $110 bundle, put it in a different spot, and every time if you want to, just sell it, make 100%. So you have the potential, if you came in as a full star 3,600, you get about $1,300 free. Then you could, if you did another 3,600 in your first 4 months in the business, then your maximum is going to be, over $2,000 in free products. Well, about $1,800 in free products. So maybe a little bit more than that. You have to add it up. But anyway, you get the picture. That's 100% right there. So that's another way to make money. Now, you might say, Cleta, that's confusing. Well, the great thing is you don't have to figure up all that kind of stuff. Mary Kay does it for you. They're going to send you the check. You don't have to figure out what your percentage is. They're just going to put it in your account, okay? And your money with your Mary Kay, when you sell it, you got the money in your hand. You have a choice what you're going to do with it. You can spend it all on your light bill, or you can reorder your products with it and keep your business going. So I will tell you, long term, you want to keep your business going. But I want you to have a separate checking account or a separate account that you can put your Mary Kay money in, so you can know what you make. I think a lot of people just throw it in there with everybody else's money, and then they go, I didn't make any money in Mary Kay. I'm like, well, somebody did, because you had a $1,000 party at one time. What happened to that? And you got to decide if you have a debt with your Mary Kay. Maybe you've got some stuff on a credit card. Go ahead and decide how much you're going to put toward that to pay that off. It's okay if you have to pay interest for a year on something. We buy all kind of things on interest. We might buy furniture on interest, but furniture don't make any money. So just don't stress over it, but say, all right, I'm going to pay off this little loan. I'm going to pay $200 a month off it, or pay myself back $200 a month until I get it paid off, and figure that out as well. But, there is money to be made. I want y'all to make money. We want you to stay in the company, and we want it to be a profitable business for you. And I know you can make money, because I've been, single, doing this right by myself for years. And then I recently got married, but even recently my husband got laid off for 7 months, and I was the one making the money. So, I didn't have to foreclose the last 7 months. I paid almost a $3,000 house payment and all my other bills and everything else I got, with my Mary Kay money. And so I'm telling you, you can make money in Mary Kay. And so I hope you believe it. And if you're not making any, it's probably due to that first little thing we talked about, is you're not a people magnet. You don't have a goal. You're not working the numbers. You're not studying, and getting to learn about the business, and whatever that last one was. There was one more. Oh, your circle of influence stinks. Okay, so it could be one of those things. That's the only reason why, because this is a viable business, or we wouldn't be in business for 55 years. So you guys, look and see what you need to tweak and improve. Look and see what you could do to take advantage of some of these ways to make money. And if that money doesn't sound real attractive to you, times it by 3 and get yourself in the director suit. because you make so much more money as a director than you do as a consultant. You know, you have more responsibilities, but it's a lot more fun too. So you can give yourself a raise anytime you want to step up. You really can. So that's my message tonight. So get in the green, get your checkbook singing. And so all you're doing, you're just like making deposits. It's so awesome. And then when you want to buy something, you just buy it. You're not like fretting around. Your checkbook didn't cry and going, putting something in. Please, please, you know, find a friend. You're putting something in there. All right. And so I'm going to go ahead and stop the recording now. And that's what I'm going to do.